he hasn't been charged. Then,
But we talk. Wait, before, because nigga, we gonna keep it 100. We talking about grown men dealing with the kids.
but wait a minute. No, but
even though that happened in the hood too, though,
no.
My son is 15 and he dating a girl that's 19. She's a pedophile.
60-70% of the hood's gonna be locked the fuck up.
You might have to take notes on this bitch. Hey, man, welcome back to the Famous and Wealthy Podcast, man. Today we got Benzino in the building, man. Y'all know what's going on.
Man.
How you doing, my
good,
boy?
brother. Good.
Hey, man, we just going to jump right into it, man. I seen you on an interview with Drink Champs, man. Shout out to Drink Champs. I see you said you had more money than Jay-Z at a point in time.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Source Magazine, myself, Dave Mays, started 1988. It grew into a big media company. You know, it was one piece of newsletter that was at Dave's radio. He had a radio show at Harvard for 2 hours every Saturday, and he had one piece of paper, and he had the idea of like, I could get advertisement. Dave really was one of the pioneers, Dave Mays, to think that he could get advertising while giving and like writing stuff about hip hop, and that companies, you know, that you could sell pamphlets and companies would advertise. So that was like the first form of somebody, you know, kind of like what newspapers been doing for years and Rolling Stone and everything. It was the first time it happened in hip hop. And it started growing in the years in the 90s. We incorporated more things in the magazine with the Source Awards. You know, hip hop started getting bigger. More companies started advertising. You know, like, and I give credit to Dave. Guys like Steve Stout that owned United Masters. These guys were young back then, in the infancy stages of hip hop and advertising, because back then companies were scared of that shit. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't if you know if it wasn't a clothing company or a certain type of company that had to do like with hip hop or something, then companies was really kind of leery, major companies, on spending their dollars in the hip hop community, even after it was kind of blowing up. So Dave had to go out there and really kind of like Sacco and you know, kind of what is it? You know, Christopher Columbus, that shit. Like, it was a new world, and he's sailing around. Yeah, and he's, you know what I'm saying. So he did a good job at that. The Source started. You know, we hired some amazing people, journalists, and it started picking up. And at our peak, our pages were 25,000 per page for advertisement, and we had about 80 pages of advertisement. So monthly, at our peak, when we reached our apex, we was getting about $2 to $3 million a month, every month, and that just an advertisement. Wow. Now we were still selling magazines too, you know what I'm saying? We was selling copies, so we was making a lot of money. I was a kid that just came from selling drugs at 12 years old, 13 years old in Roxbury, Dorchester, Massachusetts. My father was involved with the mob, and he got locked up, and I'd be doing shit for him. I'd be, you know, like major mob guys. I would be, you know, visiting, seeing my dad, taking little notes, tucking them, going to where they was at. And these are major Italian guys. You know,
real mob ties, huh?
Real mob guys. You know, if you see the movie The Departed, and they was talking about Whitey Bulger, the guys that Whitey snitched on, the Angelos, those are the guys that I knew very well through my dad. Great men, because I came up under these guys in a sense, and I knew them well. I was very, very young, you know. So they looking at me as, you know, Tito's son. So I'm, you know, young. And
so let me ask you a question, because I know something about you. I know your race. You're not Italian or nothing like that, are you? Cape Verdean. Cape
Verdean are islands off of the coast of Africa, and they migrated to Massachusetts. I'm 3/4 Cape Verdean and 1/4 Puerto Rican. My dad was born in New York, just did gangster shit most of his life, you know what I'm saying? But when he came to Boston, he really got hooked up with, you know, with that side, and they loved him. I mean, they loved him. Now, he couldn't be a made man because he wasn't Italian, and we all know that. But, man, they really respected and loved my dad, and I knew that by when he was locked up and he would tell me things. I was at a young age. You know, my mom would take me to go see him, God rest her, and then when she would go to the bathroom, he would, you know, get the note out, and then I'd have to go to the bathroom, tuck it. Then after that, she would take me to go see, the Patriarchas was running Rhode Island. So I knew Raymond and Raymond Sr. My name is Raymond. So, you know, I grew up in Boston, a racist town, but my dad with these guys, these Italian men, and I've met a lot of Irish guys. A lot of his connects he would give me from the joint, and I'd be out on the street with his shit. As I grew up, the Shower Posse wasn't too far from, had set up shop in Four Corners. There's a group of Jamaicans, everybody knows about them, so I kind of was up under them too. So I was under, I was under some real respectable guys. I was young. I was respected at a young age. And then, when I met Pep from Detroit, YBI, started going back and forth to Detroit, doing stuff for them, you know what I'm saying? So I was just a hustler. When the Source magazine came, I still was a hustler. Like, Dave would be doing the Source, and I'd be doing the magazine, so.
Yeah. So we got big folks in the building, too, man. Shout out to big folks.
Shout out to big folks. Shout out to my guy, Mayor, in the building.
Yeah, my guy, Mayor.
My homie from DMV.
Yes, sir. So, look, you got any big news you trying to share? You know what I mean? What's going on with you? What's been going on?
Man, so I've been, I feel like, what I'm saying, I'm always going viral into internet for one thing or another. So of course I want to, I've been looking at areas of doing my own talk show type of thing and podcast. I want to, what I'm saying, because I know a lot about hip hop, man. Like one thing I can say about myself is throughout all the street shit and throughout everything, like my knowledge of hip hop is vast. I'm talking about goes way back to the 70s. You know what I'm saying? So I want to go the podcast route. I'm in talks with a few people, but I've been working for the last year on this documentary, the 95 Source Awards.
Oh, hard.
Man, what was the fucking energy that night, man? That's like one of the most if not the legendariest night in hip hop.
That was the night that changed hip hop forever. And what I tell people is, people are gonna know it for when Suge got up there and said what he said. If y'all want, if you're tired of people being all in your videos and dancing,
that's
in
when
your
Real
videos,
Goons was existing. Like Goons.
And see, every artist. See, one thing about the Source Awards, doing the Source Awards wasn't like. It's just some regular shit, like, because every artist is coming with 5, 10, 15, 20 niggas from the block. Right. 5 of them niggas just got out. I'm up there with about 20 of my niggas, and a few of them just got out. So
everybody
I know,
trying to impress
you know what I'm saying? But everybody, but you got to realize, that night in New York was the first time all these guys had really first seen each other. Like Wu-Tang's first seeing Ice Cube and Scarface, and Nas' first seeing
people never
Outkast.
Nobody never say that. Like, that was the first
time. That was the first night that they've ever really, there was no internet. It was the first time that they've actually seen these guys in person.
Wow. After all these big rap songs.
Twister. You know what I'm saying? So we got Chicago up in, there's New York, and up until there, New York had been kind of really running shit in hip hop. It was the Mecca. Then here comes L.A., and then when Death Row came, they really was making their mark when they got everybody together, right? That was the strength of Death Row, that Suge said, you know what, I'm going to go get all these top guys and put them together, and that's what made them such a force. Biggie and Puff was doing their thing, and, that whole East-West Coast thing. Pac was in jail that year, right? So he didn't go. But that night, man, was the night where it really... People thought, I thought.
Were you uncomfortable that night?
I thought it was going to be some real major beef and violence, that night.
Right.
Yeah.
Me?
Oh, you was there by yourself?
Yeah, I didn't. No. I had all my niggas from Boston. We drove up. And look, mind you, I'm running that. So we all in there with our guns. We didn't get searched. We didn't have to get searched. I'm sure still. Niggas is gonna find a way to get guns. So I'm not gonna act like nobody had no guns in there. Right.
So basically, the security was basically y'all guys, basically.
We had there was a couple of uniformed police there, but I think maybe a couple, and then we had FOI as the ushers.
Oh, right.
We had see us and the minister go back a long time. Right. Me and the minister, I got a lot of respect and love for Minister Farrakhan. Yeah, man. Like throughout my years in the Source, we've managed to meet a bunch of times. I remember when I was going through the thing with Eminem, and I met with him, and they had a whole write-up, a whole page of me in the final call, and I was proud as hell of that. I was, what I'm saying? I felt like, man, that was my Source cover to me. You know what I'm saying?
So who was the biggest in New York at the time? Like the biggest?
Biggie.
Biggie.
See, people don't realize, like, Biggie, Nas, Wu-Tang was just, blowing up. So New York was in the building. Right. It was deep.
Yeah, it was bubbly.
Suge had just flew about 100 niggas, 75 to 100 niggas.
Damn.
Suge spent so much money with us on that awards because we was gonna, like, if you had an artist, we was gonna let y'all artists perform, but y'all would have to pay for the set.
Right.
It's no problem. Whatever y'all want to pay, you could do whatever you pay for, whatever you want.
Is that how it worked like back then?
Yeah,
or
yeah. Well, I mean, you know, because look,
y'all didn't just pick motherfuckers.
We lost the first 7 Source Awards, 6, 7, we lost money.
Yeah.
We never turned a profit until the very last one before me and Dave walked away from the Source. The very last one, we turned a profit with BET, maybe about $1.5 million. That was the last one. But up until then, all those ones, even the one that was on UPN, prior to UPN, us getting it on a network, we was doing it through syndication. Remember back in the day, syndication, Don King syndication, Tribune and all that? Syndication is like you got to pay somebody, then they'll put it on, but it'll come on late night, like on NBC or, you know what I'm saying? So we never made no money.
So
we just had a vision.
So you sacrificed your bag just to give the culture
100%. 100% because...
Wow, I ain't know that.
Because look, the Grammys was fucking niggas over. They was not respecting niggas. The Grammys, one year, I remember they had a hip-hop award and a rap award. And I'm like, what the fuck are they talking? They didn't know what they was doing, and they still don't. There are a bunch of people in there who not only don't fuck with hip-hop, they don't fuck with us. And that's a fact. And, you know, we felt like, man, hip-hop is really like this. It's the #1 influence in music. And, like, we knew the power of it. So we're like, man, we need to make sure that the guys all these big guys and these stars are getting recognized the way they should get recognized. We knew it was going to come with a price because they was going to come with all their guys. We knew it was going to be tense. I don't know. God really, the Most High, really looked over us because something, I really for sure thought something was going to go down.
But nobody
it just
got hurt
wasn't
that
even
night,
beef with Sugar and them. I mean,
nobody got hurt
like, Wu-Tang had issues with Biggie and them that night over like an album cover that Biggie, when Biggie did the Baby on the cover, Nas had did the Baby on the cover already, and Wu-Tang didn't. You know, they all from Queens, and they want to talk to them.
That shit.
Yeah. Then there was some shit I think with Cube and Bone Thugs. Some, you know what I'm saying? There was a lot of, because again, guys first seen each other. You know, everybody, the testosterone's up, the ego's up. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like there was the Source, there was chicks in the house, there was women in the house, but there was way more niggas. You know what I'm saying?
You look at the footage, you can't even see
way
no
more
women.
Niggas.
It's like it's all it's like a straight game, like jail mode.
Listen, the very first one, the very first Source Awards, Bernie Mac hosted it. Rest in peace to Bernie Mac.
Rest in peace.
All right,
Yeah.
Bernie Mac, very first one. The lights were going off. It was crazy. You know what I'm saying? The '94 one, that's the one where Pac went up and he got on stage when Q-Tip was there getting his award, and he just went up there. We didn't know he was performing.
What about the one in Miami? My nigga BMF Big Cuz was just telling me about. He like, they asked that nigga about that Miami shit.
The Miami one. So okay, Meechinham's down there. I got Club Zeno. At this point in Miami, you know, I'm getting money at this point.
Yeah,
money, and I'm just, you know, I didn't even. It was to the point where I didn't even know how much money I had because Dave did all the books. Our relationship was I'm in the streets, I'm dealing with all these niggas in the streets in hip hop, and he's the administrator, advertising. Right? I didn't even the whole 18 years of the Source. I never even had an office. The whole 18 years.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm not no office nigga. I get claustrophobic in the office. Like Dave would have a couch, and anytime I'm in town, I go up there and we powwow. We, you know, have our meetings and talk. I sit on the couch, smoke, and then you know what I'm saying, but. Yeah, man, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the Source magazine, when Meech and them came down there, we was, like, at our top. We was getting money. I had a brand new club on South Beach. At this point, people don't realize that.
They speak very highly of you, though.
Black, man, come on, man. Those are the guys, man. Those are the guys, man. Like, they're history makers. They're going to go down in history. There's no question. For sure. KEVO, you going to go down in history.
Yes, sir.
The shit you was telling me, legendary shit. Look, listen, look. What we got to understand is, like, we take it for granted because we live like this. But it wasn't supposed to be like this for us. This isn't like normal. Our people got put in a situation, all right? And we got ourselves up out of it while we going through shit out there. So what we go through, I know the celebrities might get all the love, but man, everybody that survives this at this point needs a round of applause and flowers because this ain't easy. Sure. And you remember
well,
you know that
the celebrities, well, the rappers at least, mimic the street numbers. We come from them days.
That's right.
Well, they mimic what we was doing in the streets and talked about it and this and that. So it's like,
well, that's what Meech came out here and made such an impact that he's gonna be this generation's Frank Lucas.
I just said
sure.
that.
He
That's what
just said it, yeah.
I think I was just telling them.
Come
that.
on, man. It is what great minds think alike. Listen, when we was down there with Meech, I had met him a couple times, but he was down there. And at that time, I was investigated from the feds for like 2.5 years. They spent millions trying to hit me up with crazy charges, really a RICO. And when the investigation broke down, they wired up an accountant that we had been paying for 5 years at the source. He wore a wire for 8 months. And I got indicted for tax evasion because they couldn't get me on. It was 2 bodies, it was 2 murders in Boston, extortion, money laundering. What the feds thought was that we was making so much money, and they never seen it done before. Ain't a bunch of niggas and some white kids making millions of dollars from a fucking magazine. It's never been happening, so they didn't understand it. We're getting all this money. They're seeing. See, the feds is the criminal, and then there's the taxes. So they're seeing all the money we getting. So they already must. This shit got to be illegal. And then they're looking at my record, and then they're talking to the people, the police in Boston, and they're saying he got to be running drugs through. They thought it was a drug enterprise. They didn't think that the magazine was making.
I thought she was money laundering through the.
They thought I was money laundering through the thing, right? Wow. So they would be downstairs at the magazine, literally sitting in cars and following us. Like it became a regular thing.
Could you say that you one of the first ones that had the hip hop police on your ass?
Around the time, no, because let me tell you something. Jay Prince been going through a lot for a long time. I got a lot of love and respect. I was signed to rap a lot. I lived in Houston, like around '96, but Jay been going through it, for a long time.
Shout out to the old man.
And my thing is, Irv Gotti and them went through it. Murder Inc. went through the same thing. Mm-hmm. They just didn't know that we was making so many millions from music and magazines. They just figured that up until then, black people to make that type of money had to be illegal. Yeah. They just didn't know because it was brand new. We was making millions, and they never seen it before.
Right.
Like we're talking the guys that are looking at the books in their offices, the criminals just waiting. Just give us the word, and we going in. It's the same. I mean, look at Diddy, and I'm gonna get back to Meech, but I mean they sent tanks to his crib. He ain't got a charge yet. There's not a criminal charge yet, and they sent army men and tanks to his crib. But back to me. So when we was down there, I had already done the Source Awards, and really, I'm really responsible. And I'm gonna say this on your show. I'm really responsible for bringing black people to South Beach. Now I know Luke, Trick.
I'm about to say
I know they all gonna have something to say, but you gotta understand when you come off that causeway. Back in the day, Luke's club was right there on 5th. That's where you went right there. As far as South Beach, going up all up, Washington, and it wasn't like, even people in Miami wasn't going up there. And so I would always, like, when I would come with niggas down here, and Peter Thomas would throw How Can I Be Down, and we trying to go to the clubs, we'd always have problems because we be deep. I said, you know what? I went and bought a club, put $1.5 million into the club right there on Washington. It was owned by Chris Pacello, another mob nigga. I got it from him. Peter Thomas from the Housewives, he was on the first floor with a Jamaican restaurant, and I had Club Zeno on the second floor. Wow. I mean, it was lit. I would let the whole side of Miami, the other side, because at this point, I'm saying, I'm like, man, fuck that. Let the hood come. I would let the hood come with whatever they want. I was the only club on South Beach to let you come just like that. Right. Everybody else, you can't come in because your chain's too big, or you got sneakers on. Or get the fuck out of here with that. Or you guys are too deep. 4 of y'all can come, but get the fuck out. Listen, I used to allow everybody to come in. And sometimes they would hate, the staff would hate when I come there, because when I'm there in town, I'm giving everybody liquor. I'm just, so you know what I'm saying? I'm just giving everybody, give them 5 bottles, give them 3. I'm just, because everybody was coming. R. Kelly, Mike Tyson, Lil' Kim, Missy, everybody was coming through there. And when Meech and them came, and it was like people were coming to the beach now. Black people were coming to the beach. We did 3 Source Awards on Miami Beach in Miami. So we kind of built that. And I made it to where on Columbus Day, black people would come to the beach. They never did that. So right now, when you're seeing all these black people on the beach deep, I had something to do with that. And we brought the city over about $55 million with our 3 Source Awards in business. Wow. About $55 million. Dave got the key to the city. He got it in his name. Dave's Jewish, you know what I'm saying? But I don't, I know I had something to do with it. But when I met Meech, it was like, he was down here and he was like, "Yeah, I want to have a meeting with you." He knew I had beat my tax case because he wore the wire. I took it to trial and I ended up beating it. Right. All white jury, one of the only ones to beat a United States government federal tax case.
Wow.
I beat
you don't hear too much of that.
Yeah,
it
was crazy. But not only God, but it was like we're hiring you as an accountant, and you're running around telling me I have to do my taxes. If I would have said I don't want to do my taxes, then maybe they would have had me. But I'm saying, wait a minute, this is what the fuck you here for? So while he's wiring, this is what they're getting. I'm like, and then I'm telling Dave, because I didn't see the source is separated. Staff is over here, journalists and business is a smaller over here. George his office is right next to Dave's. So when I go up there and see him, what's up, George? And I talk New England Patriots. He's from Jersey, a white guy from Jersey, and he's talking Jets. That's it. I don't know you. We don't got too much talk. You're Dave's man. Boom. 5 years he worked there. This man, feds approached him over the George Washington Bridge in Jersey at Dunkin' Donuts. They sat down with him, and he agreed to wear a wire on me. For what reason, who the fuck knows? And that's why the jury was like, wait a minute, you're paying him. Why did you wear a wire on him? I don't know a W-9 from a W-6.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what the fuck you here for. We giving you $150,000 and a car allowance. This nigga tried to put me away.
Damn.
So I beat it. So Meech wanted to know, look, we want to talk to you. I have a meeting with you because we want to, know, because the feds was down in Miami. They had about maybe 6, 7, 8 detectives just running around Miami that weekend following Meech, looking at it, seeing what they was doing. We knew they was in the clubs. We knew they was down, and they knew they was down there. So we went. I met with him and Blue, and they was like, "So what did you?" I said, "Bro, I'm be honest. I'm not even gonna act like I'm gonna sit here and say like, oh yeah, I did this." I said, "Bro, our situations are different." I said, "But this is what I can do." I said, I said, they had been doing a lot with BMF Records, and they had the magazine at that time. You know what I'm saying? I said, I'm gonna give y'all an award for best independent label. I'm gonna actually give y'all an award, you know what I'm saying? And we're gonna, because a lot of times, just the main awards we read off, and there's a lot of other ones that don't get to come up, but we still get awards. I let them come up because I knew they was in it, and I knew the feds was gonna be watching. The feds were in the award show that night because they was deep. And I gave them an award that night. And I said, listen, at least that'll look like y'all a legal, official record company, and that might help. But that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's hard. So look, back to the Diddy situation, right? What do you think about that situation that's going on right now?
I think the first thing that comes to mind, when do we as a people give up somebody to them? Like, when do we, was hurting my heart, and as long as I stay away from the internet, sometimes I'm okay. But to watch people just lock him up, he hasn't been charged. So all the people that say lock him up, I know that they got a father, grandfather, uncle, cousin, brother, and nowadays auntie, sister, mother, that is either on probation, locked up, or on parole right now. Since when do we give up somebody? Look, we live in a land of laws, and we've all paid for them. All right? Okay,
with our heads high. I don't even want to see my worst enemy in jail.
But with our heads high, we all pay for we understand. We're not stupid. We live in a land of laws. If we break it, if you catch us, we're going to go do what we have to do as men and women. He ain't broke no law. There's no law that he broke as of yet. So they sent army men in there, tanks, right? All that was for the optics. To watch black people just give him up without a trial is scary, bro.
Yeah, but just like we know, you then got chased down by them people and dealt with them people.
They don't
normally come without nothing though.
But to watch, but and as much as listen, Diddy's done a lot for this.
Oh, no,
this game,
for sure.
Right? Like, listen, man, what a man does in his bedroom is none of my fucking business. What a woman does in her bedroom is none of my business. I'm saying I judge people based on the industry that I'm in. All right? Now, if he broke a law, if he's doing things wrong, then he got to deal with that. Yeah. We all did.
Yeah,
everybody does.
Real shit.
But what I'm not going to do is give up a black man to them if he's not charged with anything.
Yeah, if he ever did nothing.
No,
just
true.
blaming him.
When do we do that?
Yeah,
when is
that's
that?
crazy.
When is that the thing to do? And to watch that, and we're talking
that's what the
a lot
culture
of people.
becoming though. It's becoming
the culture.
that.
It's
exposed culture.
The culture is cold.
It's disappointment, man.
Fuck
Like,
the legends.
let me ask you something.
That.
We haven't seen. like, I ain't being racist or nothing. Have we seen any whites talking about him? It's mostly blacks, correct?
Bro, listen, understand what I'm saying, bro. Listen what I'm saying. And it goes back to the R. Kelly thing, right?
Yeah.
And I'm glad we get the chance because this is what I really want to talk.
Yeah.
Okay. I made a statement saying that I believe R. Kelly should have a second chance. And I believe that he shouldn't rot in jail for what he did. I stand on that.
Right.
I believe no man should get 30 years, and R. Kelly shouldn't. I believe R. Kelly came up uneducated. I believe R. Kelly came up molested. I believe R. Kelly came up, and then just what R. Kelly gave the world, his music, his creativity, all right, I just think that it's not fair that he has to wear the brunt of this, and here's why. The lawmakers of this land said in a lot of these states, and these are older men, we talking 50, 60, 70-year-old men.
Yeah.
That said that the consensual age, we're sitting around and we're getting ready to make a law. So what should be the consensual age? So in a lot of states, the consensual age is 16.
Right.
All right. You think when they made that law, they just said 16. Somebody in that motherfucking room said 14. Somebody said 18. And they came to an agreement of 16, which to me is sick, to me as a law.
Yeah.
To me, if I was, it'd be 21. To me.
I'm about to say, because to me,
yeah.
I'm 44, to be reaching back towards an 18-year-old, my mentality, an 18-year-old couldn't hold a conversation with me like that.
16, but again, let's not, these men said that it was okay for law to be 16 years old. Said it was okay for law to drive. Now, to be emancipated, you have to go through a whole situation to get away from your parents at 16. So you have to go to them for that, but sex is okay. Like, bro, so right now I'm saying this. This might rub people the wrong way, but only the comprehensive is going to understand. We have a lot of incomprehensible people that's on the internet, and I understand that, right? And I feel sorry for them. But a lot of women that grew up had sex in the hood under 16 years old.
Oh, exactly. For sure. We from Chicago.
16, 15, 14, 13,
I had
12.
my first baby
right?
at 13.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, then.
But we talk, wait, before, because, nigga, we gonna keep it 100. We talking about grown men dealing with the kids.
But wait a minute. No, but
even though that happened
no. And I'm glad you said that. If a girl is 15 and she had sex with a guy that's 20, it's still illegal.
Yeah. I feel like it should.
It's still it's not. It should.
I
It's
feel
still
like
it.
It should be that too because of 15
No, but it's not. No, big man, it is.
Yeah,
it's still
illegal.
just
it's still
because
illegal.
you're 20.
Right. What I was just saying.
It's still illegal. So does that make him a pedophile? Even if you're 18, even if you're 19 and you had sex with somebody who's 14, it's still illegal. So is the 19-year-old a pedophile? So
yes, you're right.
Yeah,
look, let me say something.
The short term answer for me is yes, they is.
So
what the fuck are we talking about?
Let's say if my kid is 15. My
Right.
son is 15 and he dating a girl that's 19. She's a what? Pedophile.
Because she damn near got more knowledge than him.
Bro,
she damn near
now
manipulate him.
18. Yeah, I get it.
And I'm sorry about this.
Yeah, for sure.
I just want to say that here, bro.
Love,
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Bro, like what are we talking about here? Like if that's the case, 60, 70% of the hood's gonna be locked the fuck up.
But that's true. But that's why R. Kelly feel the way he feel, because you said all the things that the culture, you feel like because he been molested and that. No, you ain't from Chicago. We from Chicago. We from the projects. That's a part of our culture. The niggas with the bags, the niggas pulling to the high school down to the 8th grade picking up the bitches. These niggas 20.
It's not just Chicago. Listen.
This is how it was going.
Elvis married 14. Elvis married at 14. It was all right. Buddy Hardy married at 4. It was all right. Woody Harrelson. We can go on and on and on. Yeah. Now then we go over to the Epstein lane. Ain't nobody got locked up for Epstein. There's pictures of
I guess his body's supposed to be justification for everything that happened to them kids.
Who knows? That motherfucker be in Costa Rica for the fuck we know. What I'm saying is, all the people that they say was on the logs and everything, they're not really, they all right. Why is everybody, and okay, now I can understand how they're gonna feel about R. Kelly, because R. Kelly's black. Why are we feeling this way about him? Why are we so quick to love somebody for music so much and then quick to just throw him away?
Only thing I'm mad at R. Kelly about is when you got that money, why you didn't go get educated?
Listen. Again, and this is another thing. When a girl's out there at 14, her mama usually knows if she's fucking or not. All right?
For sure.
All right. Now, I'm saying if they know, I done been around producers, and there have been young girls with their parents in there who can know how to sing, and that's a regular thing. And I've been around big producers, and a lot of them, that's a very common thing where a young girl comes in and the parents are there. The young girl might look like something, and then who knows what's going on. That's been happening in the music business since before we was even born, for us. And I'm an old nigga. Yeah. This is what, like, we can't be hypocrites. If you're a woman that's so outraged about R. Kelly and you had sex under 15 and you had sex with somebody, I don't care if he was 18, 19, 20, 21, there's nothing different. There's no different. You got penetrated by somebody and it was against the law. It didn't make a difference if he was 40 or if he was 20.
Yeah, true.
And we have to stop.
No, that's true.
Come on, man.
There's hella girls that be 15, 16 in the projects, like bro was saying, that the mess was bragging on. I messed with a guy that's
or they'll tell you I fuck with older men.
Yeah, I only like older guys, and I'm like thinking like, but you 16.
I don't even remember a girl who a girl in middle school or high school who dated somebody in middle school and high school. I've never seen that. I've never seen that.
Yeah,
I mean, if she looked like something, you know what I'm saying? If she was bad,
she definitely got an older guy.
First of all, ain't no older guy gonna let a young nigga get her. It's just that's just how it is.
Zeno, we not gonna sit here and act like it wasn't okay then. It ain't okay now.
It's not.
You got a daughter. I got a daughter.
Okay,
ain't
but
no
hold
way
on. Coy said something. Coy said something. Coy was like, I love my daughter dearly. And what's going on the internet, and I can't understand, but then I can understand it. It's algorithms, it's clicks, it's comments.
Did you ever expect her to get this big on the stage?
I never did. I'm proud of her, but I don't like when she gets on the internet. See, like I bled for mines. I've went through a lot for whatever I've had and whatever I've done and whatever I've done for them and for my career and for my brand and for who I am as a man and my dignity. And, you know, when she goes on the internet and says the stuff she says, you know, it just kind of like reinforces my belief that the internet, because when I grew up, I always looked at the OGs, but we was the OGs that the internet came, technology, and flew over us, and the kids went with it. So they don't have any respect or any appreciation or anything for us. She made a comment about the R. Kelly situation and said that she doesn't want to have anything to do with me no more because of the R. Kelly thing. And I'm saying, but then, right, about 4 months ago, she's on the Math Hoffa show, and Math Hoffa, which I thought, you know, it was a kind of crazy question, you know, but hey, you know, she's, like she said, she's grown, you know what I'm saying? She's of age. I don't think they're grown sometimes, but anyways, all right. But he asked her, hey, when did you lose your virginity? She said at 14. And now first, right, I didn't know, you know what I'm saying, right? So I'm like, so here you are condemning me for saying what I'm saying, which is grown folks conversation, which I never mentioned you, which really you shouldn't even really involve yourself because this was the conversation that I'm having. But since you did involve yourself, is what you do, all right? How can you say that when you just said that you lost your virginity at 14? So is the guy that you lost your virginity at 14 with, is he a pedophile or is he should be locked up?
What age was he though?
Like and I don't even know who he is. And I want to apologize to Coy because that's where I should have been in her life. Because like my daughter having 4, that was the first time I heard that shit. Wow. You know, and I wasn't proud or happy of that. I was mad at myself. See, those are the moments that I was there and I provided, but those are the moments that hood niggas, because we in the hood, because we're not with the mother, because we're having problems with the mother, or whatever other situation is where we're not married and in the household all the time with the kids because we're well off and stable and our lives are, because that's what you need. You really need that to have kids and have a really stable family. Right. We're not stable as street niggas and what we got to go through. No excuse, because we do the best we can, all right? But that's where I failed her. Because when I heard that, it hurt my heart. But it also showed me like how where she's not understanding what she's saying, and her just going for clicks and comments isn't making sense. Because you can't get mad at me what I said about R. Kelly and then have a straight face.
Because it's just your opinion, you know.
Have a straight face and say, well, I had sex at 14, like it was nothing. Like, and just be so comfortable to say that. A lot of girls had sex at 14, so then what are we talking about with R. Kelly? What are we talking? I don't remember anybody saying that what R. Kelly did was wrong.
But I
don't remember anybody saying that and that he raped them girls. You know what I'm saying? See, that's a different situation. What he did was wrong because I'm not into that. But obviously, many other people are. And all I'm saying is it's a deeper problem than R. Kelly.
Yeah, exactly. I get it.
That's it.
It's just the point. This is how I feel on that.
That's it.
I had a kid at 15, but my baby mama was 15. I was 15 though. It wasn't like she was 15 and a 20 or a 19 or a 21 year old.
Man, let me tell you something, bro. With all respect, that was still against the law. It don't matter.
How was that against the law?
No. 15 to 15. No, it's still against. You cannot have sex with nobody and nothing at 15 years old.
Man, no, I don't believe that. I ain't never seen that.
Look into it.
I
Just
never
because
seen
no,
that.
look into
So
it.
you said it's against the law to have sex?
No, they made a law that said consensual.
Don't forget that our grandparents and their grandparents, they had kids at 12 and 13.
I'm just telling you the law. I'm just telling you the law.
Wow, I ain't never seen that law.
The law is if a girl is having sex with anybody,
so let me ask you
it's
this.
against the law.
Let me ask you this, because I'm a father. My daughter's 6.
Yes.
So, and I'm on her ass, and I'm never gonna get off to the day I die. So, by the time she turned 14, and she from Chicago, so she gonna go through. You know what I'm saying? She gonna have a little boy. She pretty. So when another 14-year-old little boy come and be at this and that, I can get him locked the fuck up. But
100. But no. You might be able to get the parents locked up. Because see, he's under the parents. He's under their still guidelines now. See, that becomes tricky. But how I'm thinking, and just common sense. I work off of common sense. Like, I'm not the most brilliant motherfucker. I got some smarts, but common sense would tell me that would fall under the parents. Like even R. Kelly's situation. Why wasn't the parents responsible, the 13 or whoever was the guardianship, why aren't they responsible also if they're under them? If they haven't been emancipated, why aren't they responsible? Because, you see, and I'm going to, all this talk is going to make me look into the laws a lot more, and I think we all should.
No,
I think
I'm
this conversation
definitely
is
looking
good.
into that shit.
No, it is.
You know what I'm saying? Because it just doesn't make sense. I just don't want, there's a moral situation, and then there's the law.
Yeah.
Morally, having sex at that age is wrong. The law, and it's wrong. But it happens. It happens in our hood, and we don't judge, and we go through it. So why the fuck are we judging him? And why the fuck are we condemning him?
Because he
can
was
go
in a
do
bigger
10.
light.
He can give him 10.
He was rich.
But he don't need to do.
He's supposed to be smart. He's supposed to be better.
He don't need to do 30 years for this. And then they made all these millions of dollars from the documentaries and everything, exploited the shit out of them.
Yeah, that's what they do.
And the girls.
That's what they do.
Like, most definitely, because I mean, where are the girls now?
Like
type shit. Like,
they can take over. It's a bigger, like you said, it's a bigger picture for them that's bringing them down. You know what I mean?
Crazy.
They can control this. They can control.
This how I
music,
just feel though. When
everything.
like our superstars like y'all, when y'all get to like with R. Kelly, get to a certain point in life, don't forget where we come from, the hood and this and that. Like, they playing catch them up. They playing catch them 22. They watching you anyway. If you think they ain't, once you pass $1 million, they've been watching you.
See,
so
I met R. Kelly.
Why give them the fuel that they need to take you down?
But if you don't, if you listen, one thing about
why not put yourself in a fucking box and be like, can't nobody even come around?
Because critical thinking comes in play, and if you're not going to school, you can be talented as hell, and he's talented as hell. But a lot of times, just the basics of school can get you critical thinking, just to think your way out of certain things. He just didn't. R. Kelly comes across.
That's that social study comprehension. I was good at that. It was one of the best things I was good at. Comprehension and math. That's all I needed.
Come on.
What you think the biggest opportunity that you missed?
Oh, man. My music. I believe because of the Eminem situation, I believe a lot of my music, I got blacklisted from a lot of the record labels and radio stations, and to this day, you know what I'm saying? I believe, I believe I had some bangers. Rock the Party was an international banger. You know what I'm saying? I got to tour all over the world. I got some good street songs.
Man, how the fuck did you and Eminem beef start? Because a lot of people might not know, or you know what I'm saying? Like,
I've told the story so many times, but I'm gonna break it down. I'm gonna try to break it down in a smaller form. It just came to the fact that I felt that hip hop, it was something that black people from the hood, from the struggle, was able to make a lot of money and put food on the table for them. And I felt that it also brought other races of people, white people, to the culture, to spend money with the culture, to say, hey, the culture's all right, instead of looking at us as animals and slaves and an inferior being, because that's how they was looking at us, and that's a fact. And that's how some of them still look at us.
Yeah.
Hip-hop came and just got into their kids so much that they couldn't stop it. Like, it became such a big thing that they couldn't stop it. So it's to the point now where, shit, it's so influential. They got to be careful who Johnny and Sally is getting ready to be adults one day, and they're going to be running the country. We can't have them with all these goddamn black guys on the wall, posters and everything. Right. We, you know what I'm saying? And it looks like they're not going to stop. Whenever you tell a kid to stop doing something, it makes them do something more. The situation with Jesus. Man, them Romans was like, you better stop fucking with Jesus. And people kept doing it so much, and Jesus was so dope that they said, you know what? We can't stop it, so we're going to have to at least, since we can't stop it and it's so strong, let's at least, you know, try to wipe history out and then give them at least a face of their own to worship, so they're not worshiping a black face. It's the same thing with rap. It's so big, and it influenced the youth so much that it became a situation where, wait a minute now, you know,
but Eminem, one of them little white boy, he's just not like, okay, oh, the little white boy doing. He a nigga that come from a like poverty. Like he one of them little dirty ass white boys.
Yeah,
that
but
be
white
in the
poverty is
hood,
different
like,
from black poverty. See, it's white poverty. Like I rode
like
through
trailer park versus hood.
I rode through West Virginia, right, and that's white poverty, and it's like, you know what I'm saying. Their poverty, them people are stagnant. They ain't making no moves. No. It's just fucked up. Drugs. Us, we getting it cracking. Oh, yeah. We make poverty look good. So it's two different type of situations. You know what I'm saying? Hip-hop came, and yes, white kids started rapping. All right, that's cool because we don't have a problem with that. Russell Simmons had the Beastie Boys, so we didn't look at them as white rappers. We looked at them as rappers, and it was cool. We watched them like everybody else. Houdini, they had the Fresh Fest. I love Beastie Boys. I never had a problem with them. Eminem, when hip-hop started getting bigger and bigger, you got white folks in this country who ain't never seen a black person. People take for granted because you live around, like Chicago, there's white people, and you think everybody in America lives around white people.
I should still segregate. I say one of the biggest segregators.
But you get to still see them, but you get to still physically.
You don't get to interact with them a lot, though.
Yeah. But you see them.
Oh, you see them.
I'm talking about there's places in this country where you see where white people see no black people at all. True. Never.
Yeah. Like on some Texas shit.
No, like Iowa, Nebraska, Montana,
they stay by themselves like they don't want to see. That's why they stay in.
There are no black people in a lot of these places. Now, where Eminem grew up in St. Joe's, Missouri, was a very small percentage of black people where he grew up. Now, he's there from 1 to 12. When you're 1 to 12, your brain is not even functioning on your own. You're taking on your parents or what you're being influenced by. It's only until you get to 16, 17 where you can start thinking at the first level of thinking for yourself. But prior to that, you're all going through the visions of your parents.
Depending on how you was raised, because some of us ain't come up with our parents. We was out here grown at 12.
Well, some of us, but I mean, if you was in the whatever you seen, whatever influenced you.
Yeah.
Well, we knew that would influence him. There wasn't no black people around, so we knew that. So he's rapping, and you know, he's not. That's not necessarily you can rap, but rap is our culture. Rap is music to white people, but it's how it turned into how we live.
It's our life.
It's our life. We took
stories
it on
about our life
as almost a religion. Yeah. You could almost say a type of religion. There's no God involved with it, but just the aspects of it and how it's helping our people, it's very spiritual. You know, we can't just take hip hop for granted. Like without hip hop, where the fuck would we be right now? So, me being at the source, I didn't have to answer to nobody. And I just felt like he was getting special treatment. My views were shaped as a young kid growing up in Boston was nothing but racist, segregated. So you just think, like Chicago, worse.
Yeah,
worse.
You think Eminem was an industry plant or what?
Yes. And the reason why he was planted was because the powers that run shit at the time with Eminem said that, look, we got all these white people who don't even fuck with niggas or rap. If we get Eminem and have him appeal to them, you know how much money we can get? Because they outnumber us. There's 250 white people. There's 30, 40 million black people. So the numbers were there. The math was there. Listen, and they don't fuck with us. Case in fact,
well, they buy our merch.
Case in fact, him and his rapper Royce 5'9" did an album. They sold a lot of units, platinum or something. When Royce came out with his album, he barely sold 50,000. That means all the millions of white people didn't fuck with him. It's just as simple as that. Eminem could come out with anything, and white people, he's made his own genre. They did so well where there's like his type of rap that he comes out with these last 7, 8 albums, we would never listen to that shit. It's white rap now. It's for them. They have their own rap. Them people that I was saying years, because what I'm saying now, I said 22 years ago. them people who don't fuck with us. See, hip hop was for inclusion, so a lot of white people did fuck with us, but that's people in the city. That like, you know what I'm saying?
Benzino, we do want white people to
of
fuck
course.
with it, right?
Yes, because we want that
money
money
too. I don't think it would be as big as it is if they didn't.
Right. But guess what? When they had him, they separated because now they don't have to fuck with us. They can only fuck with him, and that's what happened. That's what happened. You know what I'm saying? Like this still.
So basically, they planted one of theirs in there so they can reap the benefits of it.
But let me tell you the problem. They done stuck with him so much that they don't have another one. They done stuck with him so much that they didn't allow. He didn't allow another one to come in. So right now, that's why they'll stay with him until he's 60, 70 years old. They'll still be rocking Eminem because we're not going to allow it again. You know what I'm saying? And since then, Eminem came on a 1-2 bop. Since then, trap music done came, and he just can't get that. He can't get that bounce.
So let me ask you something. What do you call Drake?
Drake is an amazing lyricist, intelligent guy, comes from a good home. His pops was black and was out there in the streets, so he got a little bit of that in him. I don't know how much his pops was out there, but Drake comes across as a very intelligent kid that really knows how to rap and put lyrics together and can sing. At that time, you know what I'm saying? That's what hip hop wanted. Like, it was enough people in the world now to like, whereas that it's just more beats and turntables now that it done kind of transcended into now singing. And Drake, you know, he was the perfect color. He's half white and half black. He's half Jewish.
So why is Eminem not accepted? Because
he's not accepted.
I mean,
Eminem is the most selling.
I'm not saying he accepted, but
let me tell you something.
You.
Let me tell you why because 100 years from now, we're gonna be dead as fuck. When they pull up history, it's gonna be some shit where they're just gonna be like, they'll pull up history, and you see how right now when we look back, right, we look back at King Tut. It's always King Tut coming to the museums. You know how many fucking kings there was back then, but we always look at King Tut because of the pageantry and the gold and everything. There's going to be a time a couple of 100 years from now, they're going to be looking at history, and we're going to be those King Tuts. Who's those guys with all this? And this was a great time, and who are these young black men? It was hip-hop. Oh, my God. But who's the most selling artist of all time? Eminem, a white man. That means that all the black men, all that history won't mean shit because the white man will stand on top of it. White people live for history. Black people live for the moment.
Yeah, because I was gonna say we got to be ourselves to blame then, because you know what? The white people supported them as they should have, but we supported them too.
We're always to blame. Like even now, like we could really come together and run shit, but we're so fucked up and competing with each other and hating on each other and mad at each other, and miserable at each other. Like, how can you figure that they can slave us? They gotta be some real geniuses to have us as slaves, and then next thing you know, have us fight each other and kill each other while they're making millions off of us.
Create
like
genocide.
We really gotta be some fucking psychopaths to allow this.
I mean, it happened during slavery, right?
Yeah, but we're way past that.
Yeah, like, but we still affected from that, right?
Yeah, but we like us in this room know that. There has to be other people that know that. I know there is. Listen, we don't have any leaders. Like I'm real worried when Farrakhan goes. I want Farrakhan to live forever because he's the last voice. Ain't no more voice. You know, Dr. Umar's cool, but Dr. Umar.
Nah, Dr. Umar ain't no
you know what
fucking.
I mean? And much love to Dr. Umar. No, I don't want to take nothing from him, but it's just a watered down version, you know what I'm saying, of what? Because Malcolm, Martin, Huey, you know what I'm saying? A man that died in Chicago. Hampton, Fred.
Yeah, I'm not putting
Fred
Dr.
was
Umar
22.
in none of those people.
That strong. How could you be that powerful and that? Fred Hampton was, man, that's one of my, man, I get goosebumps. That man was 22 years old.
Yeah.
Damn.
Most of our leaders from Chicago, they was all young when they became leaders and chiefs and bosses. They were kids.
How could you be such a leader at 22? We don't have that now. Wow. Like we're in trouble when we go. That's it. You know, I got an 8-year-old man, and I'm really, you know what I'm saying. I'm glad he gets to be around me because he's gonna get that because he gets it. You know what I'm saying? And because I'm me at all times, and he's gonna get that from me, and you know, hopefully that's gonna help him. It's helped all my kids. My kids don't got felonies. You know, Coy's independently, financially independent. My son Chavo hit one of his songs. Michigan just went gold. I'm proud of him. You know what I'm saying? He's 2 years old, 3 years older than Coy. Taj, you know what I'm saying? He's out there with his sister Coy, and then I got Zeno. Like, You know what I'm saying? You know that. You know, I'm a hustler. And then, you know, and as you get older, the gray area is gone. I don't got no more gray area, and that goes with anybody, family, friends. I only got right and wrong, black and white, and that's it. Anything else that's bullshit, I don't got time for, and I can't even conversate with it.
Yeah.
My face will turn funny, and I you know, God made space to walk the fuck away and turn the corner, get away from anything you want to get away from. If you want to choose to be around dumb shit and bullshit, that's up to you. I can walk right the fuck away while you sitting there debating and arguing and talking some shit that I know you're wrong. I'm not going to waste my time with that no more.
So, look, you like to party?
I was a party animal all my whole life. Party. Now, I like to chill out with my girl and watch movies and smoke weed.
Have you ever went to a Diddy party?
I went to one Diddy party that was in the city. I never went to his house. When I met Stevie, you know, Diddy always dealt with Dave Mays on the business side.
Yeah.
When I met Sleezo, me and Sleeze, I met him at Daddy's house, Diddy's studio.
At who house?
At Daddy's house. It was a studio.
Now you know,
That's
now
the name of the studio.
No, I'm just saying. I've been over there too, though.
All right, come on, big
I
man.
used to
Come
go
on.
I'm like, Daddy
I've been over
house.
there, but I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
I thought back then the name was wild. It was 2012. I'm like, no, this
I
name,
thought it.
this name
Listen.
real wild.
Oh,
Yeah,
because
I-
they just
you
threw
know,
me
it was
off.
hard for
at
me to
Daddy
say I
house.
wanna meet
I'm
you at
like,
Daddy's
who's
house.
Daddy?
I was talking about the studio.
Oh, whose studio is it? Diddy studio?
Kevin, meet me.
No,
Yeah.
I'm saying whose studio is it? Diddy studio.
Yeah,
And it's
that was
called
the
Daddy's
most.
house.
Remember
Yep.
what was the making of the band? That's where they was
Yeah,
at
that's
all
where
the
they was
time
at.
at Daddy's
Oh,
house.
okay. That's
Yeah.
funny as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to be up there with
That's why I
Uncle
met
Murder
Steve.
and all
See,
them.
Stevie was up there. What people don't understand is the hitman. See, Mario Winans rocked the party from Detroit. Mario, producer, he was on the Hitman. He gave my biggest song known to date. He produced Rock the Party. Stevie J, when I met Stevie, he was up there. Stevie was really the guy that played all the instruments and produced. Like, Stevie's amazingly talented.
Yeah.
Just a wild boy. I was a wild boy back then. We hooked up. I don't think Diddy necessarily wanted me to be around Stevie. Like, I think, so even, Stevie told me one time, I was like, yeah, man. Diddy said, yo, man, I really don't want, watch out for him, be careful around him and shit.
Like, what, to steal him away and hire him?
No, nothing like that. Just, because, again, back then, I don't know what it was, to be honest. Like,
Probably thought it was a secret weapon. He was a producer.
I didn't know, because it wasn't, I didn't even fuck with Stevie on music. Me and Stevie we just was fucking with each other. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we go party and, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't even on no, me and Stevie didn't even do music for a minute. We ended up doing music later on, but me and Mario was doing the music. You know what I'm saying? Stevie's just, like I said, Stevie a producer, but Stevie a wild boy. Like, Stevie, he's a producer, very talented, but his head is always, in some street wild shit. That's where his head's at. His body's in the producer, but his brain is always in some other shit.
Yeah.
So we got close, because I was wild with the Source. He was wild with Bad Boy. And I think Diddy just didn't want Stevie around me. You know what I'm saying? And but we got together anyways and shit. But the one time I did go to a Diddy party, I remember this. He walked up on me, didn't say nothing. He just gave me a spliff.
Like this? Like with the fist bump?
Spliff.
Oh,
joint.
Like a spliff. It was a joint, but rolled like
okay.
a Jamaican spliff. It just was like, boom. I was like, oh,
That's why motherfuckers gotta be careful going to the parties. Motherfuckers hearing these drugs, don't know what's in that shit.
I'm gonna keep
Yeah,
it. No, because I know for it was we was in the hall in Manhattan. I know for a fact this nigga's not giving. Like, I knew that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I
yeah.
had
Like, you
trust
couldn't finna give me that
in the
bag.
respect of who niggas knew I was, that he wasn't gonna
Play
give me
with you
some
like
crazy
that type
shit
shit.
like that. Nah,
Yeah.
man. Like, I had a lot. Listen, as far as back then, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had a lot of admiration and respect, and I was a fan of what Diddy did. Like, there's no, if you say you wasn't, you just lying.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
I got a dope song with
Yeah.
Diddy
Oh, y'all got music.
called "Who's Benzino." Killed it. Like, I actually want to do the video and put him in some type of AI, because we gotta. It's listen, man. I don't got nothing.
Be a good
wrong
time to do it.
I ain't got nothing wrong to say about Diddy, man.
Yeah.
Like, straight, Diddy is a fucking legend.
Right.
Diddy is one of the pioneers of our game. You know what I'm saying? Whatever Diddy is doing illegally or whatever
he did,
ain't got
Diddy
nothing
and all
to
that.
do
Yeah.
with Benzino. And at the end of the day, if he did something illegal, that's for them to judge, not me.
You're right.
Do you think that everything happened when Diddy got into the lawsuit with the liquor company? It seemed like everything
fuck
crumbled.
no, listen, I used to work for, first of all, D'Angelo, whatever. They're not big enough. Like, they're not Remy. There's only three. Listen,
okay.
I used to work for a cognac company. I was over in Cognac, France for a month. I learned everything about there is to cognac. Was with the mayor of cognac. I mean, the top three cognac companies are Remy, Martell, and Hennessy. There's about 180 of them under that. Douce, all they're under. They don't got no fucking influence with America like that. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm talking about as far as the bread, like, okay.
Oh, hell no. No. The problem was, you know,
The Cassie thing, right?
The chickens came home to roost, man. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Cassie with this new guy, it didn't look like he was getting money. She was used to a lifestyle. I'm sure it wasn't all great over there, and they sat there and said, you know what we should do?
Put this together.
We should do this, and they put it together.
If you don't give the motherfucker the fuel, they won't never be able to start the fire.
That's fucking obvious,
No
man.
cap.
That's obvious because, look, I don't condone, I'm not a wife beater. I ain't fuck with no little girls. I don't do none of that. None of that. So when I'm speaking, I'm speaking from...
Yeah, opinionated.
Opinionated. If she was there for 10 years with this man, all right, and nobody said nothing, all these motherfuckers doing interviews. Man, I'm looking at niggas doing interviews about Diddy every day. So that's the most sickest shit I've ever seen him. Niggas who do interviews every day telling about what this man did. You know what I'm saying? Why bodyguard him. That's one of the most...
Yeah, we were just talking about that.
That's the most goofiest, weirdo, fucked up shit that I've ever... Niggas talk about snitching is fucked up. What the fuck is that?
Yeah,
to sit and tell about a man's life if I'm bodyguarding you every day and I bodyguard you for 1 year, so now I'm going to go on, I got 1 year of stories. Every day, all right, March 9th, we're going to tell you what you did on March 9th. Then March 10th, you're going to tell you what... Like, what the fuck is that?
Right.
And who are we to want to listen to that shit? Again, it's not just the people telling it. We could stop that if people would just, everybody got to realize this. You are no different from nobody else. Whatever you reap, you will sow. That's just the universal law. We're not going to get into religion or anything else, but if you sit there and cheer for a man's downfall, whenever you do get up and it happens to you, you're going to want to know fucking why. You know what I'm saying? Like, as a people, we need to be with each other and stop, like, honestly, because, listen, man, look, man, I just think, like, they got all those lawsuits. They're civil lawsuits. Civil means money. In the hood, civil lawsuit, money. That's all it means to me. Yeah. Civil lawsuit means money. That don't mean nothing else. Oh, is it civil? Oh, they're getting ready to sue. They want money. So what that means to tell me is that whatever was done wasn't that bad, but as long as you give me money, it can go away. You know what I'm saying? Like, what type of shit is that? Like, shit is so bad, but as long as you give me money, it was okay. All right, fine. What Diddy should have done was made sure that all this shit that was going on with all these different people, he should have been like this.
He probably was, though. You know how motherfuckers is. When he stopped doing that, that's going to become the problem.
Well, then there it is.
Once you start,
and not just Diddy, everybody. Look at the shit. Look at the chaos that Drake's going through right now. Man. And that's not nothing for nothing, but it's only because what happens in this game, when you get to the point of millions and millions and millions of dollars, and you in this rap game, the rap game done really turned into some real fucked up nigga shit. Violence and somebody trying you is coming. I don't give a fuck who you are. Oh, no. Something's getting ready to happen because you're up here and everybody else around you is here and you can't take care of everybody. I tried. It didn't work. You run out of money, literally, trying to take care of everybody. But how can you tell everybody that you grew up with no? Everybody you came up with is poor and fucked up. That means you're going to turn your back on it. So it was hard for me to do that. I don't know how Drake's doing it, but just not Drake. Everybody that gets to the point, you got niggas that are living who's like after a while, they getting mad. Family members getting mad. People sitting over there like in belly, man, fuck the nigga. That shit is going to guarantee happen to you. You're going to get, that's why now in 2024, keep your fucking circle small. I don't care how big you get. You know what I'm saying? You keep your circle small because you'll live longer. You'll last longer.
Oh, we know that.
You know what I'm saying?
We come from Chicago. We learned them lessons early.
Right.
Yeah. It ain't take no hip-hop for us to learn them lessons.
I'm telling you. Right. So, look, let me ask you something. How many people that's successful right now, like it's major, you think that you helped get them to that point?
I think the Source magazine and what I've done with the awards, I think all those guys in the 90s benefited from that. But we benefited too. So I don't want to sit here and be like, listen, it was a, you know what I'm saying? We made, you know what I'm saying? But with it was a good time because back then it made those guys, these are all talented guys, and they deserved everything they get. And I'm talking all the artists back then that came through and was on the covers and everything. But at the end of the day, without that coverage, they wouldn't have been as big as they were.
Right.
You know, without those mics, without that coverage, it did help their career. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I'm a humble guy, man, so I don't like to take those type of responsibilities. You know, I just like to sit back and just feel like I was a piece to a big-ass puzzle. You know what I'm saying? That's all. You know what I mean? I just did my part. You know, listen, you know, when I said R. Kelly deserves a second chance, God said that. So take that up with God. God said we all deserve a second chance.
Yeah.
And I believe, you know, you doing business coming on here, my mistakes was coming up. I made a lot of money, but I never valued money. I valued the hustle.
Right.
Meaning, I would always get whatever my profit was, and I sold heroin, cocaine, weed, everything known to man. Whatever my profit was, I was taking that off the top and going buying me something.
That's how I used to be.
Because I always knew that the next day I can go out there and get it again.
Yeah, that's how I used to be.
But I knew
that become a problem.
But you
too,
can't carry that into business, and that's where I fucked up.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
It's all about responsibility. You know what I mean?
It's all about and
being independent as well, because you, like you said, your homeboy who ran all the books, he probably still like successful, right? Or
I don't even. Well, Dave was Jewish, so he got that on him, and he went to Harvard.
Oh, okay,
so yeah, he's always gonna.
He has some backbones.
Yeah, he's in the club. You know what I'm saying?
I know you used to be a rapper. You had a song called
Still rap.
Oh yeah. So
I got a joint called Rap Elvis now, killing it. Right
I was
now.
just gonna say,
Hey.
did you hire a ghostwriter for that?
You know what? I didn't hire anybody. Okay. We was in the studio. Ness was there, Ines, a bunch of other guys. And you know what I'm saying? Everybody heard the song that Eminem did, and everybody just started throwing lines. I had lines.
Yeah.
The song was 4.5 minutes long. So it was like a collaborative effort.
So like as far as like with everybody, you know, most people in the industry today use a lot of ghostwriters.
Listen, look at. I wrote a lot. Listen, I got thousands of songs. Okay, I've been rapping since the early '80s, and sometimes motherfuckers write songs for you. It'd be an honor. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd be like, hell yes. You know what I'm saying? Now, just because somebody writes a song for you, you still got to rap that.
You got to deliver it.
You got to deliver that motherfucker, right?
That's the hardest part, because, you know, I rap too, and I be just like, damn, I want to, like, I be like, me and bro be like, damn, who wrote Drake shit? You know what I'm saying?
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. There are some amazing writers out there that you don't even know. That is just, listen, writing is a skill that, you know, a lot of these guys, you know, they went to college. A lot of these guys went to school. So their wordplay comes from that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I barely graduated. You know, I got kept back twice. I went to summer school, night school. Not that I'm a dumb, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But wordplay, when you go to, you got an advantage when you go to school and your English. And you got an advantage. Lil Wayne, you know what I'm saying, went to school and got some schooling. And you see how amazing he is. Same thing with Drake. You know, so I know guys that really went to college and came out, and they're street guys, and really spit hard because of that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then you got your guys who are just in the hood who know how to kick that slang thing, like Boss Man. You know what I mean? There's different types of shit. So it's all about the creative process. So ghostwriting's been around forever. That's part of the process. All you gotta do is look at a song. If there's one rapper and there's only one name under it, if there's 3, 4, 5 names, well, you know that motherfucker didn't write it himself.
People put
come on.
things into it.
I don't. Drake been having guys write for him, but so what? He made millions of dollars. He's made amazing music. Why wouldn't you? So if it ain't broke, why the fuck would you try to fix it?
So you sided with him with this beef with Kendrick?
No, I'm not siding. Nah. First of all, this type of rap now is not even battling. This is exposure, gossip rap.
Right.
This ain't even battling.
It's a little different.
Yeah,
there's a big difference.
Really talking. It was
a big difference.
It's not even rhyming. It's straight talking.
Listen. I'm gonna find out all your weaknesses, and I'm gonna dog you out and just expose them. That's not what battling is.
Yeah.
Kendrick's too dope to be doing this. And Drake,
are.
For real, like it's becoming something for the blog. See, my fear right now is that hip hop is following social media. Before hip hop was the leader. Now,
social media definitely.
Now social media is the leader.
Definitely,
it's following it, and it's fucked up.
Media,
and it's like they're rapping so that the blogs can pick it up. Yeah. And it's like and another thing is, you know, it's becoming, once they rap it, it's almost like everybody talks about it. And it gets talked about so much, and then the song you don't even want to hear. The first song that Kendrick did, I don't even know anymore.
I get what you're
it's
saying.
like you
it's
lose
like
interest
stuff is getting
quick.
The attention span of people are becoming shorter and shorter, and the internet is becoming more negative and negative as they go past. Like me and bro share stuff.
Man, Kevo.
We share stuff all day, and we be like, damn, all this going on. Like,
and it's happening worse and worse. Like it's worse than it was a year ago.
Yes.
It's gonna be worse next year.
It's getting worse and worse. That's what we were just saying.
It's bad. It's to the point where it's like people. They don't even all communications through social media. Nobody even knows how to be social. I'm sure anxieties and depressions are at an all-time high.
Everybody's socially
Everything
awkward
is
now.
hypersexualized. These women are definitely using themselves as weapons in their sexuality, and the powers that be understand that. That's why. And another thing I want to bring up. This is another thing. Yeah. A lot of artists out there right now, if publishing deals come to you guys, take the money. Because a lot of y'all shit will not get replayed 10 years from now, and there will be no publishing coming from it. Sure. A lot of this shit that they're playing right now and that they're pumping on the radio, that shit will never get played 10 years from now. I'm not hating. It's just a fact. Right. So if a publishing deal comes your way, take the money because believe me, that it is music will not all. It might be a few, but 75% of this shit that's out now, you will never hear 10 years from now, ever. On any radio station.
Right.
So there'll be no publishing checks coming from it.
Right.
Trust me. Just mark my word on that.
So do you believe that being an artist, like a new artist, right, and you coming out, do you believe that you could just produce good music, or is really like a system that you need the money first to actually blow? Like, you see how they tricking people? Basically, like, okay, well, we see an artist, he looks dirty, he look like he don't got no money, but it's a whole big system pumping up the marketing.
Right.
And you got all these millions of rappers who's going to the studio daily, spending all these money on videos and studio time, and they're making 1 million songs, but nothing is taking off.
Right now, the guys, the powers that be, the labels, they got a chokehold on everything.
They
Streaming,
do.
So that's it. All right, they're gonna let in who they want to let in on a big level, major level, and everybody else can get the crumbs. Everybody else can get in where they fit in. But on a major level, they are controlling shit, and they're gonna let in who they. At this point, any song, Big Man, you and May can have a song, and if Universal put a bunch of money behind y'all with producers and writers, y'all niggas would be fucking crazy in a few months.
And it don't even got to be that good, right?
They don't even have to rap a day in their life.
Exactly.
A day in their fucking life. They'll put them in the studio with the best producers and the best writers, and you will come out with some shit. And then they will pay radio to play that shit 30 times a day. And then they will put you, and then you will have the
charting,
best photography, and you'll have the jewels, and you'll have, and then you'll look like you got it, and then everybody will follow you like sheep. They have made everybody sheep. They've utilized social media and the internet to really program everybody's minds to do whatever the fuck they want them to do.
Because music really getting a big deal is kind of like the lottery, right? Because it's 1 billion artists is coming out every single day, bro. Like,
everybody
somebody waking
can't
up.
rap. Back in the day, if you was in a block party and there was a line of DJs cutting records, you would not touch that mic knowing you sucked. Now, everybody think they can rap and everybody want to rap. And that's cool. There's nothing matter with that. But I'm saying, if you're not putting in dues and really trying to master your craft, then the route you should go is the money route. If you got a bag, you can make yourself pop. You just got to go get the producers and the writers. That's it. Man, if anybody on this earth can go get, Metro Boomin can go get any rapper right now and pop him off with them beats he got. Right now. Right now, Metro Boomin can get any rapper on this planet and pop him off right now with them beats he got.
Right.
Some niggas just got beats that even are undeniable.
So look, if I'm a rapper, right, and I'm in the street, do you believe in connections? Do you think I should take my money, go to the studio, and put the money into myself, or pay for a good, like, connections as far as, like...
Put the money into yourself on the production side. Go get the best producers, and then the best writers, and then a couple of good collaborations, because that
like
is...
features,
that's some features. That's important.
Okay,
that's the game.
Yeah.
All right? Get the features, commit to the videos, and you are off and running. You are off and running. You got about a good little 50 bands for the radio. You should have enough to where that you should be getting a little $5,000 a night, walkthroughs coming real soon.
All that type of shit.
You feel what I'm saying? And then that'll go to 10,000. Then you listen. One of them songs hit. That's it. That's it. That's
All you
it.
need is one.
But you got it. But you'll pay. You get 4 Metro Boomin beats. You got a chance, my brother.
Sure.
Right now, you got a chance.
You got beef with Joe Budden as well?
I don't got beef with none of these niggas.
Oh, okay.
I don't know these niggas. I mean, I know Joe and them, but there's no beef. I say what I say on the internet. Everybody else is saying it.
Oh, right.
It's just
right,
that
right.
when Zeno say it, when I say it,
right,
you know what I'm saying. But I just, I look at people and I have my opinions. I look at Joe.
Okay.
I look at Joe and some of the stuff he says for clicks and comments, and I call him out on that.
Yeah.
I'm a click and comment call outer.
Exactly.
Like I'm gonna call you out because you're just talking shit for clicks and comments. I'm gonna call you out on that because a lot of people are taking what you say to heart and they're believing that what you're saying is truth and it's bullshit.
Yeah.
Not all that what he says, and not all, but a lot of these niggas just say dumb shit and start shit just for clicks and comments.
So we can basically say it's safe to say that most of the stuff we see on the internet is really not accurate. So anybody that's watching, when they're strolling down YouTube, we can safe to say that it's really just cap. So you can't just really believe everything that you see, because even with me, they be saying all types of shit about me, and it be false.
KEVO, clickbait is going to get, after a while, a couple years, people ain't going to be clicking on it. It's happening so much now, people are just going to get tired of it.
I feel like clickbait shouldn't be allowed on the internet.
It shouldn't, but how can you stop it? It's just going to get to the point where, like, our minds are just like computer. After a while, we're just going to get tired. People are going to get tired of it. It's just going to get to the point where it's like, I don't even, like.
But how do they know what's real when it's, like, the average working person that don't know nothing about the internet, get on the internet, see something that's said about you, me, big folks.
If they, listen, it's not even if they think it's true. If they care, then there's something the matter with them. Like, I don't give a fuck what's on the internet about somebody. It ain't that serious with me. I'm worried about how to get this bag, how to pay these bills, and I'm not really, I can, for the entertainment, see shit, but if it's not necessarily, you know what I'm saying, like, you know what I mean? Like, if people, if that's their life and they get into that and they believe, and I don't give, because I'm gonna be honest, as much shit as they say and all the crazy shit that's me on the internet, never in my life once, and I go state to state, state to state, state to state, no security. It's nothing but super love. It's nothing but the most love I've ever got. There's never no internet, the shit they say on their disrespect, ever, ever. So it's the internet. I'm on the outernet. I'm in the outernet. That's the internet. You know what I'm saying, KEVO? You doing good. Of course they're gonna say it, but you're on the outernet. Ain't nobody run up on. Ain't nobody saying nothing to you.
No cap. They be happy as hell. Hey, get a picture.
So you gotta look at. It like it don't exist. Whatever's on there and whoever's saying, they just don't exist. And I know people that like the generation, I look at how Coy, when they see something, she's saying, oh, all these people don't like the dad. All these people are trying to clown your dad. She don't understand that I get more love out here. You know what I'm saying? That's just bullshit. But that's how these kids are thinking, that whatever they think that's how the world thinks.
Oh, right, you're right.
And see, that's how powerful those vibrations are, and the energy's coming from that little piece of fucking phone, is that they actually think whatever the couple of thousand people, even if it's 5,000, there's 8 billion fucking people on this earth. Yeah. And those 5,000 commenters are the same motherfuckers going there every day because they ain't doing shit with their life. Exactly. So here you are, really giving real estate into what they say, not knowing the type of person they are. They're not even out here. They're here doing this. So what type of life, what type of lives are you following? The people, you should be like, your dad done really did shit. So you should be listening and understanding what I'm got to say, but yet still you're worried about what people in here say. Yeah. Who are these motherfuckers? Right. What do they do? You know they don't do too much because they always on here doing this. So, I mean, common sense will tell you. See, I don't get caught up in the hype. I use it for what I use it for, but outside is where it's at. That's where life is, and that's where love is. And I get my love from the hood and the people from the struggle. They love me. From the old, the airport, I'm telling you, Mayor, you be with me. It's out of control. It's like sometimes it be on some crazy, like, oh my God, it be like nonstop all day. Yeah, so that's a blessing from a nigga where I came from. Yeah. So I don't see this. So they can say whatever the fuck they want to say. That don't matter to me. Don't bring that shit in my space. You're gonna pay for it one way or the other. You gonna pay for it because I feel like it's bullying. In no way did I come up 12 years old, 13 years old in four corners to get to 58 and allow any man that bleeds blood that I bully me.
Right.
You're gonna have to kill me, or I'm gonna have to kill you, and I'm gonna have to go sit down. I got about another 20-some years in me. I can go sit down with a fat commissary. You know what I'm saying? Get me some motherfucking conjugal visits. Everybody talking about me, the legend outside, and I'm sure it's a lot easier. I'm sure Meech and that motherfucker loving it, looking at all the stories and watching BMF. There'll be a Benzino fucking series when I blow a nigga head off for fucking bringing some internet shit to me.
Right.
He said it. He said it on Bandman Kevo. That'll be legendary.
Right.
I don't bother nobody. I got love for everybody, man. Like, I don't bother nobody, so I don't know why anybody would ever want to bother me. I just, it just don't make sense, bro. I don't believe in it. I don't.
So,
Don't.
So what you got? Got some merch out or something to sell?
Nah, I don't got no merch. I ain't got no merch, but like I said, I'm working on the Source documentary. It's gonna be a 3-part series. It might even go to more than that. And that I should be trying to finish in these next couple of months. And like I said, I'm gonna try to get my podcast thing on. And man, I'm just, me and my May out here touching these streets. My man Nadlac, I got music out there with my dog Nadlac, and you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mafi that linked us up. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
So I mean, it's just, staying out here hustling, man, and and it's a blessing that I can still be relevant in this culture for so long, man. I don't take that for granted. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I just get disappointed with our culture because I love us so much, and I understand that a lot of people just don't have the guidance to understand what they comment on and what they say and what they're doing on here. It just doesn't make common sense. It's not intelligence. We gotta stop the ignorance and really start trying to find out what's facts and stop really being like, come on now. Some of the stuff we don't have to just agree just to agree and be followers just to follow. That's the type of time we in right now. Like whatever's sexy, whatever to follow, we just want to follow it. Like, be your own person. There's 8 billion people. What makes you an individual?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's
So look, give us where we can find you at on social media.
I don't got no Instagram now, but I got a Facebook, and today they just, I don't even, it's funny, somebody reported a video.
Yeah.
I appealed it today. It's all happened before I came here. They put it back on, said they made a mistake, but they still banned me from going live for 30 days.
On Facebook?
On Facebook.
So is your Facebook verified?
It's not verified now. I got 5,000. It won't let me get no more followers, but I'm on Facebook.
Okay. Benzino.
And yeah, they done knocked down every motherfucking Instagram I've ever had. So, I just be like, listen, man, when it's time for people to see me, they see me outside, man. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying, I believe the Most High don't want Zeno to have, it's good for me to be off internet sometimes. I think he don't want me to be just, you know what I'm saying? I think it's all right sometimes because, I know it is the way to get money, but being on the grid for me sometimes becomes so frustrating. When I'm off the grid, it's like I could breathe better a little bit.
Big folks, how can they find you?
Big Folks CEO _ Instagram, Facebook, all across the board.
Big Folks.
Yeah, hey man, make sure y'all follow me on Instagram, bandmankevo, man. Patreon, Bandclan University, man. We giving artists big deals and entrepreneurs. We going real funding, man. So make sure y'all tap in. Famous and Wealthy Podcast with Benzino.
Dope.